The chill that settled in my bones was not from the autumn air outside, but from the hollow space inside me. It had been days, weeks even, since I last felt warmth, true warmth, the kind that radiated from a shared smile or a knowing touch. Now there was only this cold, sterile silence, a constant hum of what-ifs and what-nows. I sat on the edge of the bed we once called ours, the pristine white duvet mocking me with its untouched perfection. This was my bed now, just mine. He was gone. Our life together, the one we so meticulously built brick by brick, word by word, dream by dream, had crumbled into dust, scattered by a single, unforgivable act. My act. It started subtly, as most destructive things do. A slow erosion rather than an explosive demolition. Mark and I had been together for 5 years. 5 years of laughter, comfort, routine, a gentle rhythm that had once felt like home. He was dependable, kind, always there. The kind of man your parents adore, the kind your friends envy. He remembered my favorite coffee order. He'd leave little notes for me on the fridge. He'd hold my hand instinctively in crowds. We talked about the future, about houses with gardens, about children with his eyes and my smile. It was perfect on paper, a picture postcard of a relationship. But somewhere along the way, the colors began to fade, the lines blurred. I started to feel invisible. Not that Mark ignored me, never that. He saw me, he looked at me, but I felt like he saw a version of me that was fixed, unchanging, a character in a script he already knew by heart. My new ideas, my quiet anxieties, my desperate need for something more, something exhilarating, they seemed to bounce off him, leaving no impression. Our conversations became predictable, our evenings comfortable to the point of stagnant. I craved a spark, a challenge, a feeling that I was still discovering myself, and that someone else was discovering me too. Mark was a safe harbor, but I longed for the open sea. Then came Alex. He arrived in my life like a sudden, unexpected storm, vibrant and electrifying. We met at a new project at work, a high-pressure, high-creativity endeavor that threw us together for long, intense hours. From our first meeting, there was an undeniable current. Alex didn't just listen, he heard. He didn't just see, he perceived. He challenged my ideas with a playful grin. He made me laugh until my sides ached. He looked at me with an intensity that made me feel entirely seen, completely understood. He saw the restless energy beneath my calm exterior, the adventurous spirit I thought had long been dormant. He talked about art, philosophy, travel, about life outside the neatly defined parameters I had built for myself. He ignited something in me, a forgotten fire, a wild curiosity. The initial flirtation was innocent enough, or so I told myself. Shared glances across the conference table, lingering conversations after everyone else had left, jokes that only we understood. It was a thrill, a harmless diversion from the quiet hum of my predictable life. I started looking forward to work in a way I hadn't in years. My steps felt lighter, my mind sharper. I'd come home to Mark, and the contrast would hit me like a physical blow. His gentle queries about my day felt mundane compared to the intellectual sparring with Alex. His familiar embrace felt suffocating after the electric charge of Alex's accidental brush of fingers. The internal battle was fierce. My conscience screamed. Mark was a good man. He didn't deserve this. I loved him, or at least I thought I did, or I loved the idea of him, the life we had planned. I tried to pull back from Alex, to create distance. I reminded myself of my vows, of the loyalty I owed. But the pull was too strong. the escape too tempting. Alex offered an intoxicating blend of excitement and understanding. A mirror reflecting back a version of myself I secretly yearned to be. He made me feel alive, dangerously, thrillingly alive. One evening, after a particularly challenging day at work, Alex and I found ourselves alone in the office, celebrating a small victory with a bottle of wine. The air was thick with unspoken words, with the tension that had been building between us for weeks. We talked for hours about everything and nothing, our laughter echoing in the empty hallways. He looked at me across the table, his eyes dark and penetrating. And he said, "You're incredible. You know that, right? You deserve to be seen." In that moment, all my carefully constructed walls crumbled. All my guilt, all my reservations, all my rationalizations dissolved into the intoxicating promise of being truly seen. The kiss was inevitable. It started soft, tentative, a question. Then it deepened, a desperate answer to a silent craving. It was hot, urgent, filled with a hunger I hadn't realized I possessed. In his arms, I felt a rush of adrenaline, a profound sense of rightness and wrongness all at once. The world narrowed to just us, to the touch of his skin, the taste of his lips, the dizzying sensation of finally giving in. It was exhilarating, a wild, reckless leap into the unknown. And in the immediate aftermath, a cold wave of shame washed over me, chilling me to the bone. What had I done? The double life began. It was a constant performance, a tightrope walk over an abyss of lies. With Mark, I was the loving, devoted partner, full of practiced smiles and careful answers. My phone became an extension of my anxiety, hidden from his view, constantly checked for messages from Alex. Every late night at work became an opportunity, every business trip a clandestine rendezvous. The thrill of secrecy was addictive, but the guilt was a constant, gnawing presence, eating away at my peace of mind. I started sleeping less, my dreams haunted by fragmented images of Mark's trusting face and Alex's passionate gaze. I saw Mark looking at me sometimes, a quiet question in his eyes, a flicker of concern. He'd ask if I was okay, if anything was wrong. Each time a sharp pang of guilt would pierce me, but I'd just offer a vague reassurance, a tired smile, pushing him away, while pretending to pull him closer. The distance between us grew, not just physically, but emotionally. I felt like a stranger in my own home, in my own skin. The joy I found with Alex was always tainted by the knowledge of the pain I was inflicting, the trust I was shattering. I was losing myself in the labyrinth of my own deception. There were moments of genuine happiness with Alex, moments where I could almost forget the truth, almost believe that this new life, this illicit love, was sustainable. He was everything I thought I wanted, a mirror to my hidden desires. But even in those moments, a shadow loomed, the illicit nature of our relationship, the constant need for secrecy, meant it could never truly blossom in the light. It was a hothouse flower, beautiful but fragile, destined to wither outside its carefully constructed environment. The inevitable arrived not with a bang, but with a whimper. Mark found a text message, a casual, affectionate message from Alex, innocuous enough on its own, but placed within the context of my recent secrecy. It was a damning piece of evidence. I remember his face, not angry, not yelling, but utterly broken, pale and hollowed out. His eyes, usually so full of gentle kindness, were filled with a profound sadness that cut me deeper than any rage could have. He didn't need me to explain. His silence was louder than any accusation. "Is there someone else?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. My breath caught in my throat. I couldn't lie, not anymore. The words were a dry, bitter taste in my mouth. "Yes." The confession was a release and a condemnation. The tears flowed then, a torrent of shame, regret, and utter devastation. Not just for him, but for myself, for the woman I had become. The confrontation was quiet, agonizing. He didn't scream, he didn't demand explanations. He just looked at me with an unbearable sorrow that reflected the shattered pieces of his heart. He asked me why, and I had no good answer. Not really. I muttered something about feeling lost, about needing more, about being confused. They sounded like pathetic excuses, hollow and inadequate against the enormity of my betrayal. He left that night. He packed a bag, his movements slow and deliberate, each item placed carefully, as if handling fragile memories. He didn't look back when he walked out the door. The silence he left behind was deafening, a physical presence in the apartment that screamed his absence. The air felt heavy, thick, with the ghosts of our shared past, the echoes of promises broken. Alex tried to comfort me, to tell me it was for the best, that now we could truly be together. But the joy I had once felt in his presence had vanished, replaced by a lingering bitterness. The excitement I had craved now felt like a cruel trick. What had I gained? A new relationship born from deceit, founded on the ashes of another. And what had I lost? Not just Mark, but a part of myself, my integrity, my sense of who I was. In the days that followed, the weight of my actions pressed down on me, suffocating me. I replayed every moment, every decision, every justification. I saw Mark's face, his kindness, his unwavering loyalty. I saw the life we could have had, the comfort and security I had so carelessly thrown away. I realized that the emptiness I had felt in our relationship was not solely his fault, but mine too. I had stopped investing, stopped communicating, stopped trying to reignite the spark we once shared. Instead, I had sought an easy escape, a thrilling distraction, without truly understanding the cost. Now, sitting alone in this quiet apartment, the cold reality of my choices chills me to the core. Alex is still there, a phone call away, but the magic is gone. It feels tainted, forever marked by the betrayal that brought us together. I look at my reflection in the dark window and barely recognize the woman staring back. Her eyes are hollow, her smile absent. The girl who longed for adventure, for something more, found it in the most destructive way possible, leaving a trail of heartbreak in her wake. I often wonder if Mark is okay. I hope he finds happiness, a love that is honest and true, a love he deserves. I hope one day I can forgive myself. The journey back to self-respect feels long and arduous, a path I must walk alone. This is the bitter truth of my story. Cheating wasn't about finding love. It was about losing myself, and in doing so, losing everything that truly mattered. The silence in this apartment is not just his absence, it's the echo of a broken trust, a shattered heart, and a profound, agonizing regret. I traded comfort for chaos, loyalty for a fleeting thrill, and in the end, I was left with nothing but the chilling knowledge of what I had done, and the crushing weight of the silent, empty spaces around me.